if you're planning to use some second-hand hinges on your IKEA kitchen installation, some people do that because they can pick up a full batch of hinges on Craigslist or Marketplace. And if you do so, I can highly recommend that you start by adjusting every single hinge back to factory settings. And if you don't do that, you can end up where you have a lot of work and a lot of troubles adjusting your doors when you put them on. And to make everything easy, you are much better off if you start from a zero baseline. That means you put the hinges back to how they were adjusted when they came out of the bag a long time ago. So in this video, I want to show you how you can do just that. As you can see here, I have the two different hinges that we use for the regular IKEA door. And this one is the 110 degrees. We use that on every single door that do not have a drawer behind it. And this one is the big one. It's a 153 degrees opening because the drawer that sit inside the cabinet has to be able to come out. So the door has to kind of go out of the way, move out of the way. And that's why it's a different hinge. But they are adjusted in the pretty much the same way. The base that sits inside the cabinet, this one, that's the same. And that one is easy to bring back to factory default because it's on this one that you adjust the height, and that's this way, of the door, of the hinge. And there is an adjusting screw for that right there. And as you can see, there is this small part sitting in the middle. And when we adjust this one, we simply move this one to either one side, in this case that is up, or turn the other way, and it will move down. So when you look at the one you have, it might not be sitting in the middle. As you can see now, this one is pretty much centered to the middle, and that's where you want it, because that's the baseline for this adjustment. That's right in the middle. We don't measure anything, you just eyeball it, and this one looks to be sitting pretty close to the center. Now to the other ones. On these hinges we have two ways of adjusting. I have a different video showing how to do just that, but in this video we're focusing on bringing it back to the baseline. So what we're going to do is the screw that sits at the back of the hinge, this is pointing in towards the back of the cabinet. This one, you want to turn it all the way clockwise as far as you can go, like this. Not overdo it, but just to the end of it. And then you make sure it's loose, and then you turn it 3/4 of a full round backwards. And as you can see, we have double knots, so you can simply count 1/4 at a time. That's 1, 2, 3. Now this one is reset to how it was when it came out of the bag, and we do the same with this one. We turn it all the way clockwise like that. Don't over tighten it, and then you turn 3/4 of a round backwards. As you might be able to see, I made a little mark on this one right there and right there. So you can do that when it's all the way in. You can make a mark. See, mine is off now because I used it for when I was finding out where the baseline is. So in this case, 3/4 of a full round. That's 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, my mark lines up because that's where I had it before. So that's this one. The other one is very similar. The function of the adjustment is the same. So on this one, which is bringing the hinge in and out in the cabinet, we also go all the way clockwise. Now you can make a mark if you like, and I can show you. I will make a mark right here, one on the house and one on the screw, right? Now they line up, so I go 3/4 the other way. 1/4 and 2/4 and 3/4. 3/4. Now this is back to factory setting. For the last one, this one is sitting down there, and that's the one that brings the door either left or right when it's mounted on the hinge and sitting on the cabinet. This one is not 3/4. This one is a full round and a half. So that'll be 6/4. So we turn it all the way clockwise without overdoing it, and then we turn. I'm looking from the side here, then I can see my screwdriver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6/4. That's a full round and a half. And now these two hinges has been set back to the position they had when they came out of the bag originally. And that is a good starting point for you to adjust all your doors when you put them on, if you have hinges that has been used before. So try that, and before you go, be sure to check out my other video where you can see how you adjust all the doors when they are sitting on your cabinets, and all the drawers too. I have a separate video for that, so I suggest you go take a look.